You haven't fixed the green screen yet, have you?
No. You've taken the pictures down, haven't you?
Just to make it look a bit different, you know.
Anyway, this is the Weekly Scoop. Greg, coming up on the Weekly Scoop this week, that's easy for me to say, we are talking about John Motson, the football commentator. We're also talking about Disney's Aladdin and Freddie Mercury, and guess what, Greg? The Great British Bake Off viewers are furious.
Why?
We'll find out. Before all of that, Greg, I've got some pretty shocking news for you. Apparently, Mario is no longer a plumber.
Of course he's a plumber.
The internet is up in arms about the fact that Mario seems to have retired from plumbing.
Actually, the more you think about it, when has he ever been a plumber?
The new character biog on the Nintendo website in Japanese roughly translate to all around sporty, whether it's tennis or baseball, soccer or car racing. Mario does everything cool. As a matter of fact, he also seems to have worked as a plumber a long time ago. So apparently he no longer works as a plumber.
How does he get paid then? I mean, you can't just get paid for playing tennis and...
I don't know. What I say to you, Greg...
What do you say to me then?
I say to you is once a plumber, always a plumber. Don't forget your plumbing skills, do you?
It's not real though, is it? Jason, I mean, this whole conversation is a complete waste of time because he's not real, is he? Unless, of course, you're referring to the 1980s massive hit Super Mario film, the movie, film world thingy.
That was Bob Hoskins pretending to be Mario. If you are a football fan, that's soccer to our American viewers, here in the UK, one man's voice will be extremely familiar to you. That is John Motson. He's commentated on Match of the Day for 50 years.
50 years?
50 years he's been employed at the BBC, involved with football. He has decided he's retiring.
I mean, I can't imagine this.
This is his final year.
I can't imagine Match of the Day without him.
He starts this weekend with a game Brighton versus West Bromwich Albion, and that will kick off his farewell tour. He'll commentate on 18 games this season, and his final performance will be on the FA Cup final next year.
You know a lot about football, don't you, Jason?
It says it just there.
No, I'm just saying in general, you know a lot about football, don't you?
I know who John Motson is, Greg.
Do you?
Yeah.
I mean, I bet most people think we come in here and chat about football, and like most people do.
I don't really watch football, is what Greg is trying to get at. But then I'm sure there are lots of other people in the country who don't watch football. However, I have seen all of the Star Wars films.
Yeah, but I like football.
Do you remember a month or two ago, Greg, when we found out that Disney were looking for a new Aladdin?
Never heard a thing, Jason.
No?
I ran there with my baggy trousers. The white baggy trousers with my tight top to there. I went in there singing A Whole New World.
Nothing,
Jason.
Well, it's been cast, Greg, so you haven't got the part.
Has it?
Yeah. There has been a little bit of controversy around some of the casting for Aladdin. However, Will Smith has released the first picture of the Aladdin cast on his Twitter feed when he took a selfie with his fellow members of the cast, because you know that Will Smith is playing the genie, don't you?
The genie?
Yeah.
It's a good choice, really, isn't it? That's a good choice.
So I will flash the picture up.
So
if you want a better look at it, go to Will Smith's Twitter feed and have a look at the picture of the new Aladdin live action cast.
Are there any big names in it apart from Will?
Depends. Naomi Scott is...
No, big names.
No huge megastars that I'm aware of, Greg.
Disappointing.
There you go.
Thanks.
Talking of first images from new movies, Greg.
Images?
New movies. There has been a picture released of Rami Malek as Freddie Mercury in the new Freddie Mercury biopic that is happening.
What's a biopic?
A biographical movie. So it tells the story of the person in the title.
Why don't they just call it Life Story? Surely that's easier.
Because biopic is a well-known phrase that most people understand, Greg.
Are you saying I'm
not saying anything.
Are you saying I don't understand it, Jason?
What do you think of the picture, Greg?
I think it's fantastic.
Very
I think
authentic.
It's incredibly lifelike. No, not lifelike, because it is real. But you know what I mean? It's like him.
Yes.
But, I mean, there's some serious
It's been photoshopped.
Yeah, there's a lot of work.
It's HDR. But I think that he's a good choice to play Freddie Mercury.
I tell you what, the other thing with that picture, you can tell the way they've angled him makes him look better.
You think so?
Yeah, because if it's a front-on picture, I don't think it would look as the same.
We'll see, won't we, when the movie comes out?
Do you know what I mean? The way he's done that, so you don't get to see the whole face.
Yeah, you look like him as well there when you did that. Yeah. Brilliant.
Have you seen Teen Wolf?
Yeah.
I've got a bit of news this week, Jason.
Really?
Yeah. There's been a massive uproar
in the force.
In the what?
In the force.
No. There's been massive. What's the word? I mean, excitement and all that.
Would you like to start again or carry on?
No, I want to carry on, Jason. Why would I? Why? I'll tell you what, Jason. We'll just do this. Jason, there's been loads of excitement regarding a Michael Jackson clip that's been released, and no one knows what it is. We're thinking it's an album release or something.
You played it to me. It's not new music, is it?
No, it's a teaser, a 16-second teaser of music that has been released before, but it's official from the actual Michael Jackson estate. So something's coming, the 29th of September, and we don't know what it is.
I'm not sure if we're allowed to play it, but I'll put it in.
Pardon?
I'll put the clip in.
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, but I mean, if you're a Michael Jackson fan, Michael Jackson, then this is big news, so we're all excited. But there's not much you can say about it because we don't know what it is. But it is news, 29th of September, something's happening called Scream. What do you think?
No idea.
You don't care, do you?
Go on then, Greg.
Ladies and gents, here on the Weekly Scoop, it's now time for a film that was released back in the day, where we're going to talk about it today, that you might have forgotten.
Gets better, Greg, every week. So catchy.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think we need to explain something about last week, don't we?
Yeah, thank you to everybody that looked for movies for us when we said we couldn't find a movie and pointed out several very good movies like The Princess Bride. We are, of course, aware of those movies, but they weren't released in the first or second week of September, which is what we were going for.
That's what we try to do, you see. We do film that released as in this week, you see.
So next week, perhaps,
So,
Princess Bride might be featured, because I think that will be the week of that film being featured.
So
spoiler alert.
What's it? What?
No.
We've got one this week, haven't we?
Yeah.
But it still wasn't a great one.
No.
This is a difficult time of year for film releases, isn't it?
For blockbusters.
So the one we've got, and the one we decided is, I should have put this in the title. That catchy title I just come up with. It should also say, this particular film isn't very good.
It's terrible.
Horrendous.
What is it, Greg?
It's Karate Kid, but it's the next Karate Kid.
It's the one that everybody forgets about and pretends isn't really a Karate Kid film.
Why is it a Karate Kid film?
Hilary Swank was in it, Greg. So was Mr. Miyagi.
It's like what they've done with Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters!
Karate Kid, the next Karate Kid, or Karate Kid Part 4, although I don't see it as part of the original.
Yeah, but he's in it.
Was released in 1994. It's an American martial arts drama starring
martial arts drama
starring Pat Morita and Hilary Swank. This wasn't directed by John G. Avildsen.
You weren't happy with you reading that then?
I was.
I could see you, Jason, getting angry reading about it. Because you're a bit of a Karate Kid fan, aren't you?
I am, yes. However, the music was by Bill Conti, and it was some very good music in there. That was the only saving grace of this film.
I don't remember this.
I could go on about the plot, but basically Mr. Miyagi goes to some other town, city, and I don't know if it's his niece or something like that, who is getting picked on at school, a bit like Daniel was in the first one. And he trains her to be a Karate Kid.
You're having a bit of a dance there, Joe. I noticed your shoulder's doing a bit of this today.
Turns out Gloria Estefan was right.
What rhythm's going to get you?
Rhythm is going to get you.
Yeah, but it's the main word in that is rhythm, Jason. You've got to have a bit of rhythm to Anyway, next Karate Kid, yeah, great.
It was released on September the 9th, 1994, Greg. It had a budget of 12 million and the box office was only 15.8 million.
And let's be honest, most people went there because they were thinking it's Karate Kid, isn't it? 4. And when they got there, I would imagine they were very disappointed.
Word got around that wasn't very good. Shall I tell you about how it was received at the time? Surprisingly, Greg, the next Karate Kid has been critically panned. However, many critics praised Swank, and it's still considered to be her breakout performance. She was alright. Based on 27 reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, the film has an approval rating of 7%. I'm surprised it's that high, if I'm honest.
Out of what?
Out of 100, Greg. The next Karate Kid is noteworthy for giving audiences a chance to see a pre-Oscar Hilary Swank. But other than that, it's just not a very good film.
I think you wanted to say something else there.
I didn't.
This film is shocking. Absolutely shocking.
Thanks for bringing it to our attention again, though, Greg.
No worries, Jason. I'm here to help in this section called What I Said It Was Earlier.
The next Karate Kid.
Mr. Miyagi is teaching you karate, huh?
A little.
If I try to kiss you, will you use it?
So you know newsreaders always leave the big news till last. Well, actually no, they either do it first or last, don't they? Well, this is big news, Jason.
It is, Greg. The internet is furious.
Furious.
People are kicking off big time about the big Great British Big Bake Off thing.
The caking show.
We honestly haven't touched a drop.
It's morning.
So what is it, Greg, that they're so furious about? Sure, what? Has somebody said something terrible on there? Or?
Well, if you don't know anything about this programme, I've never watched it. I don't intend to watch it, right? But there's been a massive thing, hasn't there? It's moved channels here in the UK. It was on BBC One, and there's uproar because it's moved to Channel 4. They've bought it. They've put new presenters in. But the programme is actually working as a success, apparently. But the fans are not happy with the introduction, the intro to the show.
Why, has it got some rude pictures in it or something?
No.
What?
There's a raspberry missing on one of the cakes.
You're joking.
The dirty...
I can't believe it.
I can't. I mean, I'm sure you're probably going to show the picture of it, Jason, somewhere.
I will somewhere, yeah.
But, I mean, I've got nothing to say about it. I'm slightly furious and I don't even watch the programme.
I am as furious as everybody else.
Why wouldn't they just put an extra raspberry on it?
I know. Ridiculous.
Why?
If it had been the BBC, that wouldn't have happened.
The BBC would have put that raspberry in.
Anyway, bringing you all the latest breaking news on the Weekly Scoop.
Important news.
That's it, Greg.
That's it, Greg.
That's the Weekly Scoop over and done with. Once again, we have scooped. How do you feel?
Scooped.
Do you?
Off.
We'll be back again. When will we be back again?
Yes. Tomorrow.
Oh yes, tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
When we may have sobered up.
Sobered up.
We haven't touched a drop.
I've had 3 cups of tea.
We hope you have actually managed to follow along this nonsense. And we'll see you again tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.